loved the topic. It is a spirit of resilience. Well, what other better topic could we take for our full talks? That is secrets of living a full life. Definitely, if you want to live a full life, you need to have, the spirit of resilience. And that's why we have a wonderful guest with us. I will introduce the guest to you a little later. Just a minute. So I will definitely introduce the great personality to all of you very soon. But yesterday we celebrated the 77th Independence Day. And yes, independence means freedom. The day when India got freedom from the British rule. But when you're talking about freedom, what exactly comes to your mind? Though we got freedom in 1947, there are certain areas in which we feel trapped, suffocated. We feel as if we really don't have the independence or the freedom. So what are those areas in which you don't feel that you are free? So we have our viewers here. You also can put in the comments. Of course, I won't be able to reply to you now, but later on I will do that. So Management Me School of Confidence is extremely happy to conduct these full talks, which is fearless, unstoppable, limitless, and loving. So as these talks we continue every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. on this channel, we wish to add value to your lives and ensure that there definitely is a learning which can be a takeaway for you. So it would be really great if you could promote our channel, if you could share these videos as much as possible to people who are interested in learning. Remember, the more you learn, the more you earn, the more better a person that you can be. So I would like to invite each and every one here to the topic, which is definitely, as I told earlier also, something so beautiful, that is the spirit of resilience. And we have the best person for it. But before that, I'd like to ask my young students, what is their idea about freedom? What is your idea about freedom? Do you think you're free? And if you're not free, what kind of freedom do you want? That was 3 questions all rolled into one. Any of you can go forward first. Vidhi?
Shall I?
Yeah, Neha, please.
What is independence of women? Being able to take care of yourself financially, emotionally, and physically. Being independent doesn't mean that you doesn't lean on anybody. It just means that you can make your own choices and make your own decisions. It doesn't like you can't like I want to invest my some amount to somewhere in shares of gold, but I am confused where to invest. But I need suggestion from people, but decision would be mine. That is the independence for a woman for me. It's like
Wow.
freedom to make life choices by by myself.
So do you think we don't have the freedom?
Some of them don't have.
There are still women.
There are still things which we need to confirm that we can do from our husbands, from parents. When can we do? We are not so much key. We are doing it. Like the
Yes,
boys come there, we want to do this. That's decision, and it is not for the women, which I feel.
yes. And especially in the field of finance, I think many women shy away from taking finances into their hands. And I was one such lady. So I used to be very scared, when it comes to investing or taking shares or about even my income tax return, to be very frank and honest. So I would think, no, my husband will take care of everything. I need not look into it. But then later on, I realized that as an entrepreneur, I need to know about my finances. Maybe I can appoint somebody for it, but I need to know everything about finances. Then only, the decisions that I make will help me to generate or rather grow my wealth. So it seems to be very scary, because generally, if you go to see the finance department, is handled by the male of the family. So when it comes to financial independence, we sort of give that away to men. So all the women out here, well, financial independence is a very important aspect in today's life. And I think every woman should be financially independent. Or like as Neha said, it is not necessary or nothing wrong in, being dependent on the man for your finances, but at least what money you have, where you want to invest, how you want to spend, that freedom you require. Sadly, even in today's age of science and technology, we have become so modern. But I know there are women who, even if they have to spend a single pie, they have to take the permission of the head of the family. That could be the husband, that could be the father-in-law, that could be the father. So, आज भी, ये restrictions होता है. Yes, I think Vidhi wants to say something to it, about it. She is scared. If her opinions will be objected, no problem, आप यहाँ पे बिंदास बोल सकते हैं, कोई बात नहीं है. We are all here to learn, right?
मम्मी है घर पे.
मम्मी है घर पे, so मम्मी का डर is a freedom that she wants to be having with herself. So, Vidhi, what is your idea about freedom? आपको क्या लगता है फ्रीडम सचमुच में क्या है, आपके लिए क्या है?
बस मेरे लिए फ्रीडम मतलब आजादी होती है. आजादी उन चीजों पे जिन पे रेस्ट्रिक्शन लगता है, जैसे कि कल को अगर हमें फ्रीडम फ्रॉम फियर ऑफ आस्किंग परमिशन, अगर हमें फ्रेंड्सों के साथ बाहर जाना तो फिर पूछने में डर लगता है कि मतलब कैसे बताए कि कैसे जा रहे हैं, बाहर जा रहे हैं, कितने दिन के लिए जा रहे हैं, कितना पैसा लगेगा, वो सब. उसके बाद में दूसरा है फ्रीडम फ्रॉम द लिमिटेशंस पुट ऑन गर्ल्स. अभी भी कुछ कुछ जगहों पर ऐसा है कि वहां पर लड़कियां मतलब सिर्फ घर पे काम करने के लिए होती है, तो बाद में उन्हें पढ़ाई का कोई हक नहीं है, ग्रेजुएशन का हक नहीं है, जॉब करने का हक नहीं है, अकेले बाहर नहीं जाने का, नहीं तो गलत होता है. ये सब अभी भी कुछ जगहों पर सोचा जाता है. एंड थर्ड है फ्रीडम फ्रॉम व्हाट द वर्ल्ड से. मतलब अगर हम लोग को पे बाहर जा कर कुछ भी करना है अपने मन से, बाहर जाके, लेकिन हम लोग ये सोचते हैं कि दुनिया क्या बोलेगी, लेकिन दुनिया क्या बोलती है वो तो उन लोग का ओपिनियन है. हम लोग को क्या करना है वो हम लोग की मर्जी है, तो हम लोग को दुनिया के बारे में बाद में सोचने का, पहले खुद के बारे में सोचने का. ये तीसरा.
सो दे राइटली से नो, क्या कहेंगे लोग, इस सबसे बड़ा रोग.
हाँ.
तो उससे उसको फ्रीडम चाहिए. तो ये कितनी अच्छी बात कही है, और इतने यंग एज में इतना अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है. सो थैंक यू विधि फॉर पुटिंग अक्रॉस दिस थॉट्स. यस ऑडियंस, इफ यू आर वाचिंग, लेट अस नो व्हाट यू थिंक अबाउट दिस. आर यू इन द ट्रैप ऑफ लोग क्या कहेंगे? then you definitely need to get free. And if you want to get free, we at Management Me School of Confidence teach you how. So stay tuned for more. Thank you, Neha, for your inputs. Thank you, Vidhi, for your inputs. Neha spoke about a very important topic, that is financial independence. So I'm sure each of you have had your own journeys, and specifically Shyamala Madam on financial independence, which I would like you to speak about also when we start with asking you about your journey. Yeah, now we move forward to Riddhi. Yes, Riddhi. What is your opinion about what exactly does freedom mean to you?
Yes, freedom is independence without any restrictions, and no inequality between gender, or like we can do anything for whatever we want to do
Without being specified into roles as man and women.
Yes.
So if you have to sacrifice something, is it that, do you have a brother?
Sister.
You have a sister. So, but if it was a brother, and if there is some work related to the kitchen, is the brother told to do the work, or have you to do the work?
We both have managed.
Okay, both have managed, means with your sister, but suppose it was a brother. You have cousins coming in, right? So tell me.
I think me only.
There it comes. So still in today, so many communities, when there is a work related to kitchen, it is a woman who goes there. right? So we are also compartmentalized as to this is what you're supposed to be doing. So, bikes and cars, when I talk about, who comes into your mind? Is it the men or the women? Bikes and cars. Who comes to your mind? Men or women?
Men.
Men. So we have sort of categorized and put people into compartments saying this is what men do and this is what women do. But I think it's high time that we moved out. And I'm so glad to tell you, at the International Women's Parliament, I met this beautiful, amazing young woman. Her name is, she's from Thailand, and her name is Nitu. And she is a rock star, as in she rides bikes. She's a biker, and she gets into deep forest on the bike. And she's also a racer and Harley Davidson, and she has a collection of bikes. By profession, she's a lawyer, and that too a divorce lawyer in Thailand. So I will be getting her soon as a guest on our show here, and you can definitely talk to her. And she has actually broken the stereotype, and she is a very good biker. She has a lot of biker friends, and they have a great community. And at the same time, she's also a very good lawyer, and she is also an entrepreneur who has a training company herself. So she is an inspiration for all of us, and especially for breaking the stereotyping. Harley Davidson mein sirf men hi nahi, women bhi hota hai. So I'm sure the thumbnail that I'm going to put will be on her on a bike. Well, so Neha, आपको क्या लगता है, ये as a mother, how do you try to put this changes or bring about this social change amongst your children itself? I think you have one son and one daughter, right? Neha, are you there? Yeah, she's there. Neha? Yeah, Neha is here. Neha, can you unmute yourself? Okay, Shyamala ma'am. How many kids do you have?
Sorry, could not unmute. What were you asking?
Okay, Neha, I'm asking you that you have a son and a daughter, right?
Yeah.
So as a mother, how do you bring across the idea of, not making a differentiation between boy and girl?
I try to find out the whose mistake, and then I decide what to do. Instead of this is a girl or this is a boy, so I don't take a decision regarding their gender. I decide
Okay.
according to their fault, and I give both of them their right and decision to take what they want to do and how they want to plan their day.
So if there is some work associated with the kitchen, do you give it to your son?
It depends what the work is. He is younger, so I can't give the higher and work which my daughter can do. But my son also helps in more. Instead, when I'm needing the help, he is the first one to come and help me instead of my daughter.
Wonderful, wonderful. So when the simplest thing that any mother can do is to start involving the men, the male child into the kitchen work, so that he understands that this is something that should be done as and when required. In future, maybe he'll also have to do it. It's a simple, small step that we can take, to bring about gender equality. So, Riddhi, any other point that you would like to cover with respect to the freedom that you want to have? Or what is the freedom that's coming to your mind, which will definitely help you to become a better person?
Freedom from everything, and we will continue to grow, and there should not be any restrictions from anything.
What kind of
Even
restrictions?
restrictions like
लड़कियों के लिए जो restrictions है वो बात कर रहे हो आप?
Women's.
So since we are all women here right now, so I think that is what is coming to her. So I'm sure freedom is different for different people, but I personally believe that freedom should be with respect to thought, words, and action. But there should also be a word of caution wherein in our thoughts, words, and actions, we should not hurt anybody's sentiments. So as long as there is freedom in thoughts, words, and action, I think that is a kind of freedom that will help to promote or a community which is actually growing and evolving day by day. Shyamala ma'am, what's your take on what is the kind of freedom or what does freedom mean to you?
Thank you, Viji. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, okay. Right. Thank you, Viji ma'am. And thank you, kids. It was lovely to listen to each one of you. And you are the generation that's, the future, our future, our nation's future depends on you people. And knowing what is your concept of freedom and how you relate to freedom is a wonderful thing. So that I got to know so much. And yes, as Neha pointed out, financial freedom is number one. I
Correct.
believe in that. You have to have financial freedom, because if you don't have the freedom to decide what you want to do with your money, rest of it pales in comparison. You need to have that. You need to have the
Right.
capacity to earn and to have a right over your money. Decide what's going in where, how you wish to invest, and what. Yes, you can take the help of others, like advice, but don't let their the advice is, it will be only advice. They cannot rule over you. So that's one very good thing that was brought out by Neha. And little Riddhi's concept about gender equality was so sweet. I simply fell for it, Like I said, yes, at this very young age, I'm very conscious about that equality is what I require. And I'm sure you'll all grow into very strong women, because that's what we want. Like, we are not
Right.
asking for taking away anybody's rights. We are only asking, we as in we women are not asking for taking away our ability. We want to have our equality. Treat us as we would like to be treated, and treat us the same way that we would treat you.
Correct.
That's what I believe. It's lovely that she brought out. And this was what Vidhi's was. Once more, can you tell me, Vidhi? You have to refresh my memory. What exactly you were speaking about?
And
Equality.
I was speaking about freedom from taking permission, freedom from like restrictions put on women,
Okay.
and freedom from what will world say.
All right. Just because you're maybe younger, you have to take that permission, and you have to, you have to decide what you want to do. If you want to go somewhere with your friends, you should be given the freedom. That's what you're saying, right? It's a good thing. Yes. Because otherwise, you will feel that you are all the time bound, you are like, fettered, like a bird which wants to be free. That's the way I look at it. For me,
This is exactly what she told me. जैसे
yeah,
birds उड़ते हैं ना एकदम free होते, मुझे वैसा होना है. This is
yes,
exactly the words. You just reflected what she thought.
because as a kid, I used to have dreams, of being free. I didn't know I could define the freedom the way beautifully you are doing. When I was your age, Riddhi, I could not define it as this particular thing or that particular thing. But yes, I wanted my freedom. I wanted to be a bird. I wanted to be free, So that's it. Here's wishing you all the freedom that you want. And hope you get
Yeah.
it as soon as you want and the way you want, whatever quantity you want.
Hey, Shyamala ma'am, can you just increase your volume because it's a little faint? If you can, it would be really nice. I can hear it, but
Yeah, no, it's full
in
definition.
the lowermost taskbar
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
I got
right
that.
hand
I got
side will
that.
be the volume.
I'll have to wear my headphones.
Okay,
Let me
okay.
if I do that, it will be like very clear.
Yeah,
I
okay, then you can go
normally,
ahead and do that.
yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So, dear friends, it has been an interesting conversation here on what freedom means to you. I'm sure the audience will also be having a lot of ideas regarding what is freedom to them. And definitely, we will be taking it up later on also. But today, it's a great fortune for me to have Shyamala ma'am here, Shyamala Narayan. She's a coach and image management and a communication skills expert. She's a success coach for entrepreneurs, managers, and students. So it's a great pleasure. And I would like to invite you on behalf of Management Me School of Confidence to speak on the topic, which is the spirit of resilience. Who but other than you, who has actually lived every moment of being resilience, can do justice to this topic. So over to you, Shyamala ma'am.
That's so
Let's
lovely.
hear about what your concept is about, resilience and how your journey has been.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, BG ma'am, and I feel so honored to be talking about resilience. I know it sounds a little funny because I never thought of myself like that. Till one day, a friend of mine looked at my palm. You know, with the palm, which is very good, really. I never
Ma'am, a
believed it.
little more, your sound is very faint. Can others hear her properly? No, they can't.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to miss even a single word of what you say.
Let me try. Uh,
Hello? No, it's less. Can't hear you.
gosh. Yeah, can you hear me now?
It's better.
Okay.
Can you increase it a little more?
I'm just trying. Uh, audible? Am I audible better now? Is it better now?
Ma'am, it's faint. See, ma'am, you go down to the this
Yeah.
and there will be a speaker sign.
Yeah, let me.
So beside the speaker sign, just click and
Audio
see
level.
where the levels are. So you can manually take the cursor there and move it towards the right.
Yeah,
So the volume will increase.
I think so. I got it. I
Wow.
think I got it. Right?
Yes, you got
Yep.
it.
Yep. I got
Loud
it.
and clear now.
Yeah. Okay.
That's nice. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So good. All right. See, when I talk about resilience, so she looked at my palm, a friend of mine, dear friend. She looked at my palm and she said, "Hey, you're a fighter." So, I never thought of myself like that. And you say, you will get challenges. She said, believe me, you will have challenges all your life. So that kind of,
My God.
a little. But she said, but you will come back, come up on top. So I said, that's not bad. That's good. That's pretty good. So there's always, you'll bounce back. So
And this was when? Sorry to interrupt. This was when?
around 10 years back, 10, 12, maybe years back. More, even
My God.
longer. Yeah, she said that you are a fighter. You've been fighting all your life. Till that time, I never realized it was so. But yes, when I think of it, yeah, probably I did have my own,
Struggles.
issues with who I am, that identity. And I was very, you wouldn't believe it now. I used to be very shy, entering a room, I used to try to hide myself so that people would come and talk to me. I didn't want to be noticed. And I would be so very shy and not talk to people and not what, and although I had the desire, it's like, मेरा एक था कि मैं mic खींच के ना कहीं मैं गाना गाऊं. So one day I'm going to do it,
Definitely.
Yeah, sing to a crowd, and then what will they think? Oh my God, that kind of
We
thing.
will do it towards the end of the session, ma'am. We
Oh my
will
God,
do it.
I'm a very
Don't
poor
worry.
singer. Yeah. So see, if I know the song, if I know the tune, I don't know the words. So then let me prepare and come next
No
time.
problem. I was like that, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
I was like that. I would start with one song and I will end with the tune of the other song. So people would tell me, Biji, please, for God's sake, don't sing ever. But ma'am, फूलों सा चेहरा तेरा कलियों सी मुस्कान है रंग तेरा देख के रूप तेरा देख के कुदरत भी हैरान है. This is for you, ma'am.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you so much.
So what happened was the same way as you said. I would think that I am a bad singer, but I don't think right now I sang badly.
No, it was quite good.
Terrible, right? So the thing is, we bind ourselves. जैसे विधि, आपको भी यही same feeling हुआ होगा. Riddhi, you would shy away from the crowd. Now here it is, somebody who's gone through this process, who's coming up now, and she's coaching so many people. So it's all a journey. So don't worry, wherever you are, you can definitely move from where you are to where you want to be. And that's what Shyamala ma'am has said. Though she was scared, she went beyond her fear. And that's why hats off to her.
Thank you.
So what were the challenges, Shyamala ma'am, that you faced? And yes, if you could share it with us, it would be really great because we have such
Oh,
young people here. We also have Neha, who's not so young as Vidhi and Nidhi, but yes, it will definitely be helping her a lot.
okay. What challenges did I face? One is, of course, of issues. Like I was very, very pathetically thin. So of like how I used to imagine myself as not at all good, not at all attractive, and not having I think I mentioned one, like my face is still a little oblong, longish kind of face, and that
But that's a sign of beauty, ma'am.
that I came to know that models and fashion models and film stars all have oblong faces. So that is fine. I came to know that later after I did my image management course. So till that time, I was pathetically thin and I used to have a long face and, maybe a nose, we used to think like, "Hey, you can repair it with makeup." I know that. But at that time, I used to feel my nose is not good and
Very
because I was
self-conscious.
thin. Yeah, very, very self-conscious to the point of hiding myself. Then,
बस जमीन खुल जाए और मैं अंदर समा जाऊं.
please, I used to then, please let me disappear from here. That's the
Yeah.
kind of thing. Till I discovered my passion for speaking. Like I could speak, like I always had a love for reading, and I'm going to share a beautiful story which I wouldn't want you to miss for anything. It's a beautiful, beautiful story.
Lovely.
So I'll share that story, but before that, and I'll leave you with three main points that I would like you kids to remember and have with you. Note down if you want. But before that, I used to be very low in confidence till I started writing. So that is self-expression. And I remember that my essay in school, they didn't know, the teacher didn't know whose it was. And it was like, I was called up to the assembly to receive a prize for that because mine was the best essay. So I was like, shocked.
Wow.
And going there right in the school assembly, like when I was a kid, like, 10th standard or something like that. Yeah. And that was like, oh, lovely. So that was my first step that made me much more confident that, yeah, I am something. I can achieve something. And of course, I would like to share here with great pride that I won the national essay writing competition for teachers. And it was national level and it was so good.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got a citation from the organizing committee, and I got some books as a prize. It was lovely. But
So what was the topic of the essay?
Oh, yes. The topic was about 20 points to remodel the education system.
Wow, amazing.
I don't know, I wrote it off in one shot. And then they said that, should I type it or something? They said, no, just write it out clearly with enough gaps in between. It was written manuscript. So I was wondering, should I be typing it and sending it to them? And it was like, I wrote my heart out. like, what I exactly felt about the education system, what
If you
it is.
could share one or two things, ma'am, because I am also a person who's been disillusioned by the current education system. And that's why I came out of the system after being the vice principal of a school. I was in the field of education for almost 27 years, but I did not agree with the system. So if you could tell what were the few suggestions that you gave,
One
and
or
if there are
two.
any educators out here, please make a note of this. And if it can be changed, it would be really great for so many students out there, because I've seen the self-esteems being tarnished because you're not passing in all the subjects. And the passing criteria was based on memorization, which today, like, you just have to click and you will get whatever information you want. So I felt that was very wrong. And people only focused on the logical and mathematical intelligence, on the visual intelligence and the linguistic intelligence. But there are 9 kind of intelligences as discovered by Howard Gardner, but we hardly focus on that. Vidhi, for example, is a victim of this education system where she has learning difficulties, but her learning difficulty is not understood by people. And they sort of call her dumb to an extent where she felt that she is no good at all. So that is what the current education system is doing to students like Vidhi. But they have every right to, go forward, and they are also equally intelligent. Unfortunately, I can see her intelligence when she interns with me, when she's making a post. I do not know how, but she's able to manage and get the right post with the right theme and the right photograph being put. So that is also the visual intelligence that she has. But we don't give an opportunity for them to use those kind of intelligences. And once the opportunities are given and we see how intelligent a child is in a particular field, we can actually gear him to get achievement in that area, and then slowly the other intelligences can be improved. So I'm sure if there are educators here, it is an appeal to each and every one of you. Bring about those. We have wonderful schemes. We have wonderful policies. Like the CCE also was a very great policy. But when it came to the implementation factor, the teachers did not know how to use it. There so much of freedom was given to the teacher to select the subject material and the learning methodology. But unless you are well read, unless you have researched, you will not be able to use multiple methodologies to teach the same kind of subject to different kind of students or audience. So yes, ma'am, if you remember any of the modifications that you gave, it would be really nice.
That's nice. Thank you so much. And I really love that what you said, that, we are only trying to make a nation of most education systems, I found fault with that. We want only people to be average. We don't want people to be extraordinarily good in something. Like if you have a weakness, we try to bring it up. You're not doing good in this subject, you're doing good in this subject, but bring that subject up to the level of this. But why don't you encourage this? Okay, the weakness is fine. It's okay. We can help the person with overcome the weakness. But why make it level? We don't want that.
Right.
Make the person shine in whatever chosen areas. So that is what I have mentioned out there. And that's one thing. Then I also argued for smaller, because of 20 points, right? So smaller classrooms, so that the teacher individually knows.
Yeah.
Each student knows, as in, I know what and encourages you, what ignites you. Ignited Minds is a beautiful book which tells you how to ignite them. You are not educating them, you are igniting their mind, creating that spark in the students, which is very essential. So,
by Abdul Kalam.
Yes. So that is one thing. And if a person likes something, let them do it. Encourage them. Let them do what they wish to do with their hands. If they're good at something, let them, cater to that and be better and better at that. And I think, it is not at all necessary for students to go into school, then college, then post-graduation. And at the end of the day, what are they?
See, now, I would also like to tell that Riddhi is a school student, but she has come here as a student to learn public speaking, because she and her parents understood the importance of public speaking even at this age. and to tell you the fact that she's actually, so focused on the classes and does everything to the T as I tell her. So such an interest in an extra activity that she has to fit in along with her classes is real dedication. So thank you, Riddhi. And Vidhi is learning how to do social media, how to write content, though her spellings are bad, though she is not able to grammatically understand, but she somehow makes two and two together, and through her intuitive knowledge tries to come up with the best content.
Vidhi, carry on. My advice to you is carry on. See, don't worry. Grammarly is a very nice site which can help you with
Yes.
grammar. And of course, your even as you write your this thing, your documents, automatically there will be corrections and all that. So don't worry about it. There are lots of spell checks and these things available.
Yes.
Thank God for internet.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So don't worry. We're all there with you. And it's a world which will encourage you if you put the first step. You take the first step, the world will be with you. The world is in your pocket, child. Imagine that. That's how beautiful it is.
Yeah. It's not difficult
Okay.
at all.
Not
now.
at all difficult.
So-
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, ma'am, can you share with us, what other challenges that you spoke to me about the health challenges that you faced.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're free to speak about it, you
I
can
wouldn't
share your
like to
story
talk
with us.
much about it. Let me just say that I had a very horrible challenge, which I don't wish even to my worst enemy.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay. So how I came out of it, like it was a very bad, like I was ill and I had a low, what shall I say? But I never
Immunity.
for a moment, I was low in immunity. I was low in everything. Like if there is I wouldn't keep the windows open because I could get that, I could start sneezing and then I have to take medication and all that. And it was bad. Like I was really, really, really sick. But, I could have lost my self-esteem. I could have become low in self-esteem, but not for a moment did I allow things to disturb me. You know what?
Mm.
I used to laugh. And used laughter therapy. As in, laughing is the best, they say the best medicine. It makes you forget yourself. And you laugh, roar with laughter, like, oh my God, that's so funny. And I used to watch the funny movies. I had a list. My sister sent me, this many,
List of-
around more than, no, she sent me CDs. We used to have those,
Okay,
this thing.
Right.
Gifts. And then, I used to play those and watch that silly old Jim Carrey, and I laugh my head
Ah,
out. Jim, I
superb.
must have watched the Dumb and Dumber, I don't know, any number of times.
Ah.
So
I saw the mask. I'm yet to see Dumb and Dumber.
oh my God. And the way he's got a plastic body, I think,
He
it's
literally
sensitive.
goes like this. Oh God,
I
and
don't
he's
know how he
awesome.
does it. And I used to imagine, try to do, lock up myself in the bathroom and try to do the things he was doing and make fun of it. It was so ridiculous. The more you learn to laugh at yourself, the best it is. That's the best thing. How he does it in mask? Like you must have mask.
Yes.
I can't imagine that. That was something so ridiculous. Even when I think of it now, like how he
You
does.
feel like laughing. Yeah.
You feel like laughing. And the last one that I watched, I think that was the last movie that I watched of his, Mr. Popper's Penguins. I suggest you look at it. Only Cable
Okay.
Guy is a dark movie, but others, I am a big
I'm going to take the list from you because I do want to watch it. So
Mr. Popper's Penguins. Yeah, I'll tell you.
the purpose?
Mr. Popper's Penguins. How can this?
Mr. Popper's. Oh yeah. He. Oh
Riddhi is
God, it's so
laughing.
beautiful.
Riddhi, you saw it?
Yes, I saw this movie. And then he has to give it away and he feels so sad.
Oh, I know.
I remember seeing it.
And he comes out, whatever ridiculous nonsense he does, he comes out right on top. That's the thing.
Correct.
So that was what helped me. Yeah. Even now when I think of it, I laugh.
Wow.
But ridiculous how I used to laugh. And laughing is what makes you feel good. And that feel good creates a positive, I don't know, the endocrine system secretes, good hormones.
Endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine.
Dopamine. So,
So these are all
the
feel-good
dopamine
hormones.
levels make you feel high, and then,
Yes.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So you have actually accessed science and the science of laughter to be healthy and heal yourself. So
Yes,
it's
yes,
such an amazing thing. So you have actually shown that the mind body connection is what you can work on if you want to heal yourself. And of course, it is amazing the way your body listens to you, because every word that you say, every cell inside your body listens to. So Vidhi, never ever use those words. When I say you use those language to be a victim, then your entire body goes into that victim state. So think of yourself as a victor always, not as a victim. Now you know why I tell you to choose words that you're using. Don't tell me what went wrong. Tell me what went right, and you will get more of it. So today was an interesting incident. I was traveling back with one of my BNI friends, and I was telling him about RAS, that is Reticular Activation System. RAS it is called. So it is like whatever you're seeking for, you will get. So I told him, so he didn't understand. So I told him, एक काम करो, अभी आप देखो कि आपको 5 कार दिख रहे हैं, 5 white car. And we started counting it, from while traveling, and we got at least more than 10 cars, which were white in color. Now, if you ask yourself, look for blue cars, then you will find blue. Look for brown cars, then you will find brown. So this is how our mind works. Whatever you're seeking for, you will find. So, Vidhi, if you say that मम्मी का आज मूड खराब होने वाला है, तो आपको जरूर मिलेगा उसका मूड खराब, नहीं तो आप ही खराब कर दोगे. But if you say नहीं, आज तो मम्मी अच्छे मूड में होगी, so definitely she will be in a good mood. So what you want, see that. Don't see what you don't want. Shyamala ma'am, that was a very interesting thing on how you used laughter to heal yourself. It's amazing. And, your journey as a coach, how did you think of becoming a coach?
I'm just thinking about it. Yes, I was interested in helping people from the beginning. I used to think that whatever I have, I would like to share with others, and who have not been as fortunate as me, because I have always been a good reader. Every time you'd find me curled up with a book, and the worst punishment is to take away my book and tell me that you can't read. So even as a kid, I used to read with, they say, candlelight में मैं ऐसे ही मैं पढ़ती थी. पापा
चद्दर
सो
ऐसे
जाएंगे
डाल के.
चुपके से, हाँ नहीं चद्दर नहीं, पापा सो जाएंगे, फिर वो बोलेंगे क्या तुम कर रहे हो, तो रात को 2 बज गए क्या कर रहे हो, बुक लेके चुपके से पढ़ना है. तो like that, so that kind of thing.
अभी
And
बच्चे फोन लेके करते हैं ना,
we never
करते हैं
had
ना
that kind of thing.
रिद्धि,
Yeah.
फोन लेके करते हैं ना, बट वो तो स्क्रॉल करते रहते हैं.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. So I decided that, if I can make somebody's life better, that would be a great thing, and I can make a difference in people's lives. That's something that I can do. And yes, there are a lot of
We are
people.
all
I
mad.
started.
We make a difference.
Mhm.
That's why people call us mad.
Make a difference. Oh yeah,
Make a
right.
difference.
Yeah.
So
Okay, great.
your journey as a coach began because you felt that you need to do something for others and share your knowledge. So how did you first take your training session, or how did you come into that training thing?
I was I didn't really plan to go into training sessions, but this happened in Baroda. I think it was around 2008, maybe a little earlier. There was an organization. I'm my basic qualification is in English. I'm an MA in English with MA and MEd. So an organization that I knew came to know just like that. I think maybe the newspaper, I forget where exactly. There was a organization who wanted me to train their engineers, computer engineers, to travel abroad, because they were not very good in spoken, and abroad as in UK, and they were getting jitters whenever that it was their turn. They were taking turns to go abroad. So
Correct.
they would be finding it like some people would come running to me and tell me that, you know, when I was doing the training for them in communication skills, they would come running to me separately when I was just about to get into the lift, that ma'am, what does the small talk mean? Choti baat. What is choti baat? I said, what is choti baat? Then it says small talk. Then I said, I'll keep that, make a note of it and tell you in the next class session tomorrow. So how to make small talk? What does small talk mean?
Correct.
So
Correct.
that, you know, small talk does not mean choti baat. You know, it could be a
Hi
lambi baat
doesn't mean
also.
choti baat.
It doesn't mean choti baat.
It's beginning of a
Yeah,
conversation.
it is a casual conversation that you have, and you should be able to. Then, of course, I was helping them with email writing.
Okay.
So that
Actually,
was
you
one.
do sessions on email writing.
Yeah, email etiquette and all that, because that was
Yes.
very difficult for those people, because they did
Correct.
not know, like, I reply so much and they saying not clear. No, 2 words. In 2 words, दो शब्द में मेरा पूरा mail गया
हो
पानी में.
जाए.
So then I had to tell them, like, what you got to say. Don't have trailer mails one behind the other, and then be very clear. And then, you know, that's how your mail should be. And then some of them would want me to look at their mails and help them with that. So
So
that is
maybe,
how-
ma'am, 1 or 2 tips on email etiquette you can say, since you touched the topic.
yeah,
You can also listen, and when you have to send mails, think about how the salutation is done, what is written, the content, how do you sign off. So, ma'am, if you could give some tips on that.
yeah. It's and remember that although it is in through email and not snail mail, we call the other one is the regular old mail is called snail mail. So you're not
Mhm.
using snail mail these days. We use email, but it is absolutely as formal as a regular letter, right? Business letter.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
have to have the address it properly. Some people do nowadays, you know, the Americanism is high, and then it's okay, it's welcome. But then if you don't know the person
But I
very
don't
well,
think we should be using hi, no, for a
it's
formal
better to
letter. You
use
cannot use hi.
no.
Hello.
Dear is okay. Dear is
Yeah.
fine. And dear does not mean mere pyare, those not like that. It's just dear is just dear. That's it. So don't
Yeah.
like compare with Indian this thing like respected sir. No, just dear and the full name. Now sometimes you know
Mr. So and so,
yeah,
or
Mr.
Miss so and
Miss
so.
so Miss like MS. You don't care if
Mm.
unless the person says Mrs. If they've written Mrs. like a British and Australian sometimes they write Mrs. MRS. Then you use the
Right.
same thing, dear Mrs. So and so. Now a name like you know the Japanese names, you know, something Tatsuyumi. Now you don't know whether it's a man or a woman. So just write, don't write any Mr. or Mrs. Just write dear so and so. And if it's be especially careful about doctor. You know, if it is a doctor,
Yeah,
then you better you write doctor. Like it may not be a medical doctor, even sometimes, you know, qualified. How do they
PhD.
sign the mail? Yeah, PhD. Some people like to be addressed as doctor, DR.
And
As such an
specifically, if they
army.
have, if they have a doctor added to their name, you should not call Mr. You have to make it as
Yes,
doctor only,
yes.
because that's what they have earned. So that respect has to be shown.
Absolutely. And if it's colonel, major, commander, use those terms, because even the military and the armed forces, they're very particular
Very
about
formal,
their
yeah.
very formal. So you please use that. And you can refer to a previous mail as discussed earlier, or this is with reference to so and so. And please do write reference and subject on top. Your name,
Correct.
whatever the person you're addressing, then the topic that you're writing. It's as formal, just like a formal business letter. First paragraph is why you are talking about it. Second paragraph is the second detail. Why you are writing is the first paragraph. Second paragraph would be like what you like what is the crux of the matter, what is a problem, or what you want to discuss. Like supposing there's somebody who sent me a book, I had ordered some books. This is what comes to my mind instantly. I had placed an order for books, but the books have been like, you know, I didn't get the right number, or the wrong book has been included. So I mentioned that these were the books ordered, and you can refer to my order. This book is like, this is not the book I ordered. I'd ordered this, but this. So that clearly, and whatever. And you can, the last paragraph will be the action you want them to take.
Yeah.
That is very important. The last, because
Call to action.
Call to action.
I hope Riddhi and Vidhi and Neha, you all are noting this down. Last paragraph, as she said, is the call to action. First is the salutation, the subject, the reference, then the salutation. Then you write down what the introduction of why you're writing the letter, like how she said with reference to, and then you mention what the problem is, and then the last one is the call to action, and then again signing off.
Signing off by saying best regards, or like if you know the person personally, you can write warm regards. Otherwise, best regards is
Thanks
fine
and
enough.
regards.
Thanks and regards,
Thanks and
fine.
regards.
And like if it's very a person who you know, and this person is also like formal, you can write cheers, but that's
be
not
avoided.
preferable. Yeah, to be avoided. That's it.
Got
And
it?
where you can be contacted, like if your name comes,
Correct.
and then yeah. Plus one
And
thing
if it
I'd
is a
like to tell
company,
you.
you can put the logo of the company as well.
Yes, yes, and your contact number. Now, I always find that letters. If I write to you, if I get to write to you, you'll feel. I like to use a nice quotation, and
Correct,
you can make
correct.
it part of your signature. So that's
Right.
you do that, Riddhi?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
I write Vidhi, what is our signature? Have you ever seen the mail? Vidhi,
हाँ मिस,
लास्ट में क्या हम लोग साइन ऑफ करते हैं, उसके पहले क्या लिखते हैं?
उससे पहले warm regards team management में, और उसके बाद में अपना management भी वाला लोगो लगाते हैं.
हाँ, पर उसके ऊपर हमने लिखा है बी ब्लेस्ड इन अबंडेंस. दैट इज
Wow.
माय साइन ऑफ. देखा नहीं आपने?
Oh,
So I want you to create your own sign off according to how she said and write a mail. The subject will be the same, both of you, Riddhi and Vidhi and Neha also. The subject will be the same. That is, you've got some damaged books or less number of books you have got. You had ordered around 50 books and this is what happened. And then what call to action to be taken. And accordingly, you have to draft a mail and send it to me. Okay, that's your assignment.
yeah. Yeah, I would like to read out my own, so I'll just tell you what I have got, and I've got for 2 mails. 1 second, I'll just tell you. One more thing I want to say is I just wanted to ask you, like, how much time do we have?
We may be having around 5 minutes. We can go, no problem.
5 minutes. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. Mine is this is something lovely. Huh? This is from Pope John, and he says, "Consult not your fears, but your hopes and your dreams." And I like it. I've not changed it, and I simply love it. This quotation, right? Okay.
So consult your hopes.
Consult not your fears. For begin with, consult not your fears, but your hopes and your dreams.
Yes.
So,
Your dreams and your hopes will pull you beyond your fear.
Yes, you go beyond fear. This is, I think, I wanted to quote this because this is very suitable for the topic that we are discussing today. Yes.
Correct.
So if you look at your fears, it will pull you down. Your hopes and your dreams will keep,
pushing you up.
I give you wings, huh, Vidhi? They'll give you wings. They'll give you wings. So
yeah, Neha. So let's just think about the hopes and the dreams and forget about the doubts that stops you. Will I be able to do it? So Neha, as you know, most of the times you're doubting yourself. Go beyond that doubt and say that, yes, this is my dream. I'm coming here and most probably you will be speaking in the next session. So allow yourself to come out of the fear of what will people say. Allow yourself to be judged. It's okay. It's their judgment. But you know how hard you have worked on what you're doing. So try to come out of this. These are all aspects of being resilient. So resilience is something, a quality or a character which actually is signified by the signature statement which Shyamala ma'am said. So Shyamala ma'am, please say that statement again.
The consult not your fears, but your hopes and your dreams.
Yes. So when you are constantly consulting not your fears, but your hopes and dreams is when you become resilient. Even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of danger, if your focus, as I said, RAS, the reticular activation system, if your focus is on hopes and dreams, you will only get there. But if you put your focus on fears, you will get it as well. So I remember a time which I would like to share here, ma'am, where we had gone to Sikkim, and it's a very beautiful place. So as you can see, like, the beach here, it was full of ice there. And when we were coming back, there was a place which had white rocks. And it was a fascinating thing. Just imagine the scenic beauty, just as you're seeing behind the blue sky, white rocks and green color water. So it was a melted water that was there. And I said, I want to go to this place. And I started running. So when I ran, after some time, I started feeling the sand, go a little softer. And my son was ahead, and I said, oh my God, this looks like sinking sand. So let me be very careful. And slowly, I put my feet, went forward, and there was this beautiful scene, which is, in the middle of the water, there is a one single rock, and sitting there to, take the video. So I go like this with the phone, and I'm doing my video and going to sit onto that rock, and tabak, I go deep inside the sinking sand with the sand right up to my thighs. And the other feet is up and one feet is down. And I said, oh my God, this is death. I'm going to die. And I saw my son. He saw something's happened to mama. He came running. I said, wait, stop. I said, already I am in the mire. I don't want him to come into the mire. That will be all the more panicking for me rather than taking care of myself. And every time I was trying to push myself, I felt me go down on one side. Then I don't know what happened. And I just put my focus onto my left leg. And something from inside, it was literally pushing my leg up. And it just came out with such a force that the sole of my shoe got stuck there. And I came out, putting my feet on the other side. And somehow I managed to come out from there. It was like there was some supreme help that I got by, being pushed out. And it was with such a force that, the sole came out. So that was a proof of the force with which my leg came up. So it was next to a miracle. But, at that time also, I had just one thought in my mind. I know I will be able to manage this. Nothing should happen to my son. So with that prayers and hoping in the universal God at that time of chaos, I think that is, resilience. And I'm sure so many times, Shyamala ma'am, you have been sucked into the negativity. So can you just tell one last time when, of course, you laugh, you do laughter therapy, everything, and you come out of your situation, but there definitely would have been times when you felt alone, you felt lost, you felt what if. So how is it that you managed to move your focus back to your hopes? Because to be human, definitely fear is there. So courage is not, not having fear. Courage is going beyond that fear. So how did you manage to bring your focus back from fear to hope?
I don't know. Frankly speaking, Biji, now I think of it, I don't know what I'm afraid of. I don't think there is anything you can scare me about. Nothing. But yes, it is the power of gratitude. I'm always grateful for the people around me. The people who have helped me in countless little ways, so many things. And I find that where there is gratitude, there is prosperity. Where there are complaints, there is poverty. So gratitude is your way forward. That is what I believe. And this is one more thing I want to share, that this is, always my guiding light. I say, more things are wrought by prayer than the world dreams of. Alfred Tennyson. More things are wrought, WROUGHT, brought about by prayer. You pray to something. Somebody is there out there and he will help you, whoever it is, whether it is your parent or whether it is, this God, like, some power, like you said, supreme power. That is what pushed you and he helped you in that moment.
Correct. So I don't want to say a single word beyond this, because the words that you said right now is so powerful that I want the audience to leave taking those words with them tonight. So thank you, ma'am, so much for being here. God bless you. And may you continue to inspire us and everyone around you with the same spirit and courage. Dear friend, she also teaches face yoga, which she has taught me. And that is a secret of her radiance, I would say. And definitely we will invite you to our School of Confidence once again. It was a pleasure having you with us. Thank you, Vidhi. Thank you, Riddhi. Thank you, Neha, and God bless you. Shubhratri. See you again next Wednesday, same time, same place. God bless.
Thank
you
you,
so much,
kids.
ma'am.
Thank you, kids. Thank you so much, BG, for having me. And kids,
Welcome.
especially you people, you have made my day. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome. Bye-bye.